All right, so let's get to our interview segment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a special honor, and we were talking with this gentleman. Well, you know, for the listening audience who's going to be hearing this now, on our last week's show when we were doing all the news segments and talking about about a bunch of different things, but we have a legend in the building today.
Yes, we do.
And
is the speaker still plugged in?
It is plugged in. Bada boom, bada bing.
There was an echo.
Hey, better. Okay, so I want to do the Sway in the Morning-esque type of intro right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2-time Juno Award winning and 1-time nominee, right?
Yeah.
2-time Much Music Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
2-time Much Music Video Award winner.
Yeah.
Or nominee. All right.
2-time Juno Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
2-time Much Music Video Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
Urban Award winner.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And
some other stuff I forgot, but you know.
And listen, and
a lot of accolades.
Yeah.
To be able to forget accolades, that means 1, you have accolades.
Yeah.
And 2, a lot of motherfucking accolades.
Yeah.
So with no further ado, we have Infinite in the motherfucking building.
I'll eat your food and real quick burn up the gear I dressed in. Meanwhile, the motive got them itching questions and guesses. What would you ask God if you had one question?
No doubt, man.
And people have been requesting you in the comments too, dog. Yeah. Comment gang
thanks
strong.
for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming through.
Shout out my cuz Spanglers, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Don't know.
Yeah.
In the building,
Spanglers in the building. Yeah. Listen, it's an honor to have you in here, dog. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor to be here too, though. You know?
I've been listening to, because listen, we old cats, right?
Right.
And I was in Montreal back in the days, in like in the late '90s and shit, getting ready to move here.
Yeah.
And when I first touched down here, one of the people who was burning up the scene in the early 2000s with the music, I was just here, Infinite. I was watching your videos, and I was just like, yo, you know, like it was a level that inspired me to aspire to get my rap shit popping and get in the industry even more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I appreciate what you've done for us. You know what I'm saying?
I love for that, yo.
Okay, with all the awards and stuff, like, how did that feel, even going up to accept an award?
I mean, the first time we ever won an award was when we was kids. You know what I mean? Like coming in the rap business, and I felt like when we did that, that was the breaker for little youths from the ghetto, from the hood, we're from Rexdale.
Yeah.
So we never see nobody from Rexdale win a Juno. We never see nobody from different hoods win a Juno. So I think we let and made everybody that was upcoming on the underground level feel like they could do it too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Obama. When Obama was the president, now the black kids don't feel like they could be a president now. So I feel like that meant a lot to me. And I feel like we inspired a lot of people, and that's when everything started coming up even more. Everybody started being rappers and feel like they could do it.
You came through back in those times when I first seen you is with Ghetto Concept.
Stripes upon stripes without the boss, without the lights, the LA lights. So that's the biggest space glaring in the nights.
Right.
So
legendary Ghetto Concept.
Yeah. Shout out Ghetto Concept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quadron Dolo, you don't know.
So tell me about the beginnings, because I'm gonna bounce back and forth. I usually have a chronological order of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And big up to man like Layth. You know what I'm saying?
Layth.
You know what I mean? He helped me with my bars over here today as far as the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like, off the page, how was it back in those times before you were considered a solo artist?
As a group member?
Yeah.
I mean, Ghetto Concept was formed and already started doing their thing. Quadro and Dolo, they started, doing stuff. And my brother Kane, shout out my brother Kane. Kane took Quadro and Dolo and added them to the Brand Nubians at the time, right? And they was doing shows too. They was doing shows with Groove a lot and doing their thing, going to the States and coming. And then the thing is, I knew Quadro from high school, so when we was in high school, we would do raps and just rap for our school in front of the school for an assembly. Yeah. So I mean, that was kind of knowing now, preparing us for what it is now. You know what I'm saying to you? So I mean, being in a group too, it's like you have the support of other members and you get to learn how to work with other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, watching the rap game early from that at that point, there wasn't a lot of people yet.
Yeah.
From the underground. There was not a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you want to break off solo?
Well, you know what happened? At the time I was going through some differences with what my group was going through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was experiencing other stuff, you know, just lost my brother, you know, and I said if I ever lose my brother, I'm gonna go solo.
Yeah.
Actually, before the solo thing, he was alive saying he would put money into me if I did a solo project. If I did, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I still have my group thing, but if I did a solo project, Squigs would have put money into my solo thing because, you know, Squigs was doing his thing back then. And
Yeah.
so when he died, I was like, you know what? Fuck music, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just mad at the world, you know, just just taking it out on everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody, everybody, you know, making bad decisions. But then I was like, you know what? Let me do this solo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like, you know, let me do this solo thing. And then the first thing I put out was Gotta Get Mine.
So stash this in humble rivers, not forgetting the name. Infinite with gold frames, knife rusto. They got a lot that's Mike in the chain.
And then that's just set the vehicle for my career after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, and like I said, I'm gonna jump around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So with all the release, when you release that tune, and then like fast forward, you got the awards and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Being a man that's from the hood and stuff like that, your face is out there, right?
Right.
Were people treating you different, and like how were you vibing with people treating you different? If they were,
you know what? It's like one of those, you know, when the people say hood celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we were growing up in the hood already. So in my hood, everybody on my block, everybody was used to seeing me. So
yeah,
you know, but I felt the love. I felt like I felt like a hood celebrity. You know what I mean? So growing up around your peers and going through that situation, watching you develop, I'm still out in the streets. See, one thing, that's the wrong thing I did. I was mixing my music with the streets. You can't do that. You know what I mean? All you rappers coming up, you guys better know that. Like, you can't mix the streets and the music. You're gonna see a different outcome.
Yeah.
So that's my downfall. What I did, I mixed my music and the street thing together. You can't do that. It's either one or the other. You know? Yeah.
Gotta make that choice.
Yeah.
For sure. And then you started popping up on all types of publications and stuff like that. Like you had a feature in the Toronto Star. Rap Pages. Which Rap Pages was like big.
That's
back
in LA, California.
Yeah. So, okay, how was that experience? Like your first like interviews? Because I remember watching you back in the days in videos and different things like that, or like on Much Music, and you always seem super low key.
I was.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
Toronto vibe.
I was. So I mean, even the first time we did Rap City as a group, I remember watching it back for my first time seeing myself on TV, and I remember watching back the interview that night because Rap City repeats in the middle of the night.
Yes.
And I just watched my body movement and what I was doing, and while the host was interviewing a member, you see me in the back looking at the cameraman, looking around, like, you know what I'm saying?
Sizing up.
Yeah, you know? But I had to laugh at that because that was real. That was like real emotions and real, like, just experiencing what's going on set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it took a while to build off of that. Yeah.
How old were you at that time when you did that?
Yo.
That first interview there?
Probably like 18, 19, something.
And you're heavy in the streets at this time?
Yeah, but actually, this is before my brother died, so...
Okay.
We were out here, but I wasn't like I was when I lost my brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were out here, but not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and you're like on these platforms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like, how did you get into movies, bro?
You know what? My brother Kane was he was heavy into the movies and stuff. He was a part of the crew, and my manager at the same time. So I mean, branching off, I thought that was a good idea to start doing film, and you know what I'm saying. So I mean, that worked out. That's actually one of my long-term goals, because I like watching, like when I do acting, I like watching myself as another character on the screen because it's someone totally different that they're trying to get you to play.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, and plus the money's different, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And like, even like to some of those accolades, right? Like as far as movies and TV, we're talking like In Too Deep with Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And LL Cool J.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Redemption with Jamie Foxx and Lynn Winfield. You know
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
a Tookie Williams story. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. See, like big things like that. Like, okay. And there's a couple more before I get to the question.
Right.
Drop the Beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a
CBC.
big shoe. Big shoe.
Did you go in with the gems, Friday?
Listen.
Toronto history.
Yeah.
An internationally distributed show by Peter Benchley called Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just featured some of our tracks on Fox at the
Okay.
time. Yeah.
So how does one connect with all those different avenues, dog?
Well, he's saying his brother was in
Yeah.
in
So
the
my
industry.
Yeah.
So you have an agent and stuff as well?
Nah. That was my brother. So
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is, we were pulling our weight. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that with the Ghetto Concept thing, before Ghetto Concept, there was other rappers too.
Right.
Like Maestro, Mishi, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Be like other people, Rumble,
founding
a lot of
member,
people.
yeah.
But it started when Ghetto Concept, we started doing our thing, and we started becoming successful. It started just laying and opening more doors and attracting more people. We were the first group in Canada to get our video played on BET. The first group, you know, apart from Maestro, he's a solo artist, but the first group,
Yeah.
Ghetto Concept, BET, Rap City BET, like, you know what I'm saying? The Video Music Box, I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In New York. And
Yeah, I
for
remember
people
that.
that know what Video Music Box is,
Ralph McDaniels.
yeah. Our video was on Video Music Box, like certain little thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it started opening up
big.
doors slowly, and people were recognizing,
Yeah.
you know?
What was the set like on like In Too Deep? Give me a nice set story that you're like sticks in your mind.
The first thing that pops in my mind was, I remember we had a break, and we was filming, and we had a break, and I went outside to smoke. Me and my boy, Junior D, rest in peace. We were smoking, and the blunt came down to like this, and it started getting smaller and smaller. And I know I see Sticky Fingers come outside. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the actors in there too. But Sticky looked like Sticky wanted to talk to us, like you want some of the blunt. But when the blunt got like this, I looked at my boy. He looked at, give it to Sticky. Sticky took the blunt. You know what I'm saying? And that time we were kind of like laughing about it, but you know, at the same time we're bigging up Sticky. You know, like do your thing still. You know. So that's one story that stuck out when he said In Too Deep. Yeah.
What was like out of like, because there's a few other things like you've been in commercial ads and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Reebok commercial with 50 Cent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia Eagles.
Donovan McNabb.
With Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what was that like? Working with Curtis.
Yeah. I said to myself when I was going on set that day, don't act like these other niggas, these other guys that are trying to like get 50's attention, because them times 50 was like huge, like 50 was blowing up.
This
He
is
blew
Get
up
Rich or
already.
Die 50.
Get rich or die trying, right? So I said to myself, I talked to 50 when I talked to 50.
Yeah.
And then I seen 50 coming. The first time me and 50's I met for was, and then I just kept doing what I was doing. I didn't, but I think I was being a little too, I don't know, I don't want to say standoffish, but at the same time, I'll talk to 50 when it's our time to talk to
When it's
50.
appropriate.
Yeah, because my boy is directing the commercial. I'll let him introduce us when it's time to talk.
Yeah.
So that eventually got to that. He introduced me and 50, and then we started talking. Like, but while there's another nigga on set that was rapping and in 50's ear, and 50, you can tell 50's getting annoyed, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way you approach certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice though.
That's the Toronto way, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't really sweat niggas like that.
Yeah, exactly. We don't sweat
Richard
people.
Yeah.
We don't sweat people.
No Richard Ryden.
Yeah, no Richard Ryden.
You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it was a good experience overall though.
Yeah.
Shout out Jesse and Yuli for that experience, you know what I'm saying?
You ever, like with the acting, right?
Yeah.
Just to stay on the acting for a moment. Did you ever like start doing acting courses or acting school and stuff like that, or would like just naturally came
No,
to
I
you?
didn't do acting classes but I'm gonna end up doing them. There ain't nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? But the response I got from acting was positive. From back then when DJ X and those guys were doing 88.1. Every time Drop the Beat came on, they would talk about, did you see this week's episode? And whoever was on it, they'll tell you if they're whack or whatever. And hearing them give me love that week, Infinite did his thing. That kind of built the confidence too with the acting thing, you know? Yeah, no doubt.
Tell us about Rexdale life when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Because I know Rexdale has a reputation until to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Course.
But as an OG, what was Rexdale life like for you as like a teenager and stuff?
What? Well, I don't know what I could say. You know what I'm saying?
Don't need to be too graphic.
But boy, Rexdale was just wild. It was just wild, man. Especially when Rexdale was one. When Rexdale was one.
Explain that as when Rexdale was one.
So, in about 2000, Rexdale split up. Everybody just one side and the next side. Like everybody just parted because one of my boys got killed, right? And then Rexdale just went like this. The north side and the south side. It happens in every hood though. You know what I'm saying? Every block. So everybody just parted, and it's either you were part of the south or you were part of the north. Right. And it was wild, man. It was wild, man. It was wild.
Very, very.
It was wild.
It's like with everything that was going on back then. Yeah. You wanted to get into rapping eventually. Did you ever wanted to do anything else before rapping? Like, did you ever want to be like, you know, like a fireman and all that type of shit? You know what I'm saying?
A natural growing up.
A fireman.
Basketball player or baseball player.
Nah.
Any type of athlete maybe,
you know what?
or engineer.
When I was in grade 6 and grade 6-ish, I was into like track because our school had track. You know what I'm saying? And track was my thing. I still love watching track and field. You know what I'm saying? Dope. But I mean, as you get older, like I was on the basketball team in Smithfield, in my middle school. In high school, in grade 9, I was on the basketball team, but that was it. It was over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What do you think is the difference now as a man that's been through the Rexdale life back in the days, between Rexdale back in the days to now?
Well, Rexdale back in the days, you could see where it started picking up. You could see where things started getting crazier and crazier. And, you know? And the thing is, the sad part about it, like I said, everybody used to be one. Yeah. So now, the people on the other side, we know each other. So that's the sad part about it.
Do you think it can ever get back to that oneness?
I think it could be cool like that, but 100%, maybe not 100%. But I think it would have to be a trust thing. You'd have to trust who was your enemy. You'd have to trust, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you can't trust, because some people, they're shady, right? You know, if you say something is squashed, it doesn't necessarily mean in every hood that it's squashed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you'd have to actually trust the other side. They have to trust us. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So I don't know. It'd be a good thing. It'd be a good thing to see it all one again. Yeah.
What's one of your most fondest childhood memories?
Just having my brother around, just doing stuff, just like walking to school in grade 5, in grade 6. And one time my mom went to Jamaica, and before she went to Jamaica, she put us in this school, St. Andrews. I used to go to St. Andrews, and my brother too. It's a school from like kindergarten to grade 8. Yeah. But the school that we came from, it's like, that's our school. Everybody knows us. So we went to this school. We're strangers. Everybody's like treating us different. I don't know them. They don't know me. They're like, so we don't have the same pull yet. You get me? My mom went to Jamaica. And while she was in Jamaica, my brother called. We planned it. He called the school at like 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, and said, he did up his voice. These guys are coming to pick up their transcript. Like, you know, me and him. Yeah. So we did it for both schools because he was now going to Smithfield and I was going to John D. Parker. And then they believed it. So we went to St. Andrews and picked up our transcript and walked to school, to our old school, and signed back into our old school And it was like, yeah, he's back. Like everybody's like, that's where you were supposed to be. So when Moms was in Jamaica, by the time she came back, we switched schools ourselves.
Yeah, you get back to, yeah, that's blessed.
Yeah, like 10 years old, like we switched schools ourselves. Yeah. She just had to laugh it off though. That's a childhood memory that,
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And like, as time went on, right? Like around 20 is when your brother passed, right?
He was 20 when he passed.
Yeah,
he was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, besides like the motivation to like make you go as a solo artist, and rest in peace, I'd like to say as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So when he was 22, his birthday was September 26th, and he passed in November the 18th. So he turned 22 and I was 20.
And you were 20.
Yeah.
So as a 20-year-old now, right? I remember you were saying earlier in the interview, like you had a lot of anger, and you know what I'm saying. But this also helped motivate you to do your music solo as well, right?
Right.
So, music-wise, right? How was were you putting like a lot of that into the music? Like, what was your release?
Okay, so I was writing, taking out my feelings on the paper, and putting in certain things in songs, but
meanwhile the motive got them itching questions and guesses. What would you ask God if you had one question? Hey yo, deal with your family in your life. Don't try to flop mine, they're putting over dates set trial little.
Not you see, the thing is, having older OGs, older than you, like OGs and bigger brothers teaching you, you knew what to say and what not to. See, that's the thing about these guys nowadays.
Yeah.
They need a big brother. Like, they need someone to tell them, you can't say that. You can't say that, because they're building a case against you.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So anything that I said, cool, listen to it. Like, yeah, they tried it in court. They tried to put, what does this mean? What do you mean? It's what it means. What does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
So you just gotta be careful. Like, the way I did it, I just said what I knew that, bam, this is what it is. Everyday thing. This is what's going on every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without putting yourself in that situation, you're good.
Yeah.
You got the message across very well the way you did it. So I listened to your music growing up.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything you put on wax. So.
Yeah. And every rapper out there, don't think that you're gonna get away with it, because they're on your Instagram, their social media.
Super facts.
They're in your DMs. Watch what you're saying.
Yeah.
Watch what you're rapping about.
They're watching.
They use their videos against you. You know what I mean?
And like,
they do.
Yeah.
You're like,
not the first time that's come up on this show.
What?
That they've used people's music against them in a court, a law, to frame them in a certain light, to get a conviction,
right?
Yeah.
And this is also why I was asking, because like, from when I was listening to your music from back in the days, like I'm getting to know more about you from this interview here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And like, even though I got to know about parts of you from the music, like it was a different time. You know what I mean? People weren't so just upfront with their lyrics, right? You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Quick question as well, as I have here, like the top 5 Canadian artists, right? Who do you feel back then were the top 5 Canadian artists running the scene? Canadian artists or groups?
You know what? Back then, I think, see, a lot of people don't get to see Dolo behind the scenes. Dolo was definitely one of the top 5 sickest rappers in Canada. Yeah. So Dolo was one of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Dolo.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See, it's hard to say, because there's so much ill rappers that
a
were
lot
out.
of people came out in them
You know
times.
what I mean? Maestro, he influenced a lot of us. You know? So, you'd have to have him in the 5. You have to have him there too.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
He influenced a lot of us back then. You know what I'm saying? But there's just so much. I honestly, I can't even name the I put myself in the top 5.
You're definitely
straight
there.
up,
Yeah.
straight up, because like what I look for in an artist is your delivery, and the way you pronounce your words, the way the certain way you deliver, just your delivery, your confidence. And I feel like Dolo and myself, Quadra was ill too, you know. But there's a lot of other rappers out there that probably deserve those spots too in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in the city, especially around that time. But you guys did inspire a lot of groups, because you guys were like the first like group that was really like grimy, really talking about the ends where you're from, and like just repping the city at the same time and getting major play, like on Much Music and all these other spots, like you were saying. 7 Bills Entertainment, they were doing their thing. I remember the video on the White Bridge, all the stuff like like.
Easy on the motion, 93 was locomotion. 94 was here and 95 was gone. Stripes upon stripes without the boards, without the lights.
That was in Brooklyn. That was in Brownsville.
Okay, really, but even so, I'm just saying, like, those videos.
Oh, you talking about the White Bridge in Toronto?
Yes, yes.
I'm talking about Easy on the Motion.
Oh, yes, Easy on the Motion. Even that track, like, easy.
So that was okay. Because
these guys, they have like.
I didn't know from.
Wow.
I'm watching from Montreal, right?
Right.
So I'm just like, I have my little pictures of Toronto from like the quick little visits.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know that was in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So tell me about that video back in the days, man. That's like a classic fucking video.
Yeah. So we filmed some in Jungle. Then we proceeded to film some in Rex. And then we finished it off in Brownsville, Brooklyn. You know? Yeah. And that's actually where I got my name too, that time. Because at that time, when we recorded Easy on the Motion, I didn't have the name Infinite.
Okay.
It was just my name. I didn't know what name. So when I was over there, I asked one of my boys, think of a name. Like, I'm tired of this Govey thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so the man came, but before I came back, the man gave me the name. The man said Prince Infinite. But I wasn't feeling the Prince part. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just stuck with the Infinite. It took a while to grow on me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out Shabar.
Okay.
No doubt, man. My boy from Brownsville, man.
That's some classic shit right there.
Facts.
Man. Yeah.
Because the name sounds so like it was planned. Like, you like that was the name from time. Like,
Yeah. You know, I feel like I always looked at Infinite when I was watching videos as the silent killer. You know what I'm saying? Because he's popular as fuck, but super low key. You know what I'm saying?
Was like, you had that American style to you too, like the way you carried yourself. You could see that American cadence there. It was like it was different from how Dolo and Quadra would carry themselves in the video. You could see that you guys are a group, but there's just that little bit. You stand out more, just from them in the group.
I mean, apart from the swag,
it
could be, like I said, it could be experiences. You know, it could be experiences, because what I was going through is something totally different that they were going through. You know,
true.
So I mean, when we go to New York, people would say one of the members look like he's from Queens, and then I look like I'm a Brownsville dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's different looks, different, you know, different experiences make you who you are, right?
No, for sure, sure.
You guys had the city on smash, definitely.
For real.
Fast forward a little bit, like, you guys have your spokesman for something called the Chill Out. It's like a clothing drive for homeless people with the Toronto Raptors and the Blue Jays. So tell us a little bit about that and like how that came together.
For years we've been doing I was a spokesperson for Chill Out. It was a winter clothing drive, but we're gonna continue doing that, you know, because I feel like, why not? You got to give back, you know, and there's people out there that need it. There's people out there that need winter hats, scarves, gloves, clothes, you know, to stay, to survive. So I mean, that's the kind of heart I have. So I mean, that's what I do. That's what's up. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about the hip hop scene now, as a man who's seen the different, you know, the way the scene has grown over the years?
Yeah. What I love about it is we're under the microscope, and people are starting to realize our culture up here. So I know before they used to look at everybody like we live in igloos, or, you know what I'm saying? There's no hoods up here. That's what they're thinking. The murder rate is 1 a year, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they had a very different view of Canadians.
So now they're starting to realize, hold on a second, when they come to do shows, they're starting to realize the atmosphere when they're here. Because I remember the first time we did a show in like Saskatchewan, I was shocked. I see people beating down the stage. I'm like, what? Saskatchewan? Yeah. So they could look at up here the same way and then realize and be like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like the direction we going.
We definitely have the fan base here in Toronto.
Definitely.
And we know our music.
Yeah.
And we know what we like. If we don't like it, we're gonna let you know we don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. The Screwface capital, that's what they used to call it, right?
yeah.
Still
called
is
that.
to a degree.
It's
you know
still
what I'm
there.
saying?
It's still
Yeah,
there.
face
The
capital.
ones that don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with you, with like you have music that's dropped in 2018, right?
Right.
Blood on Crip warfare, hell broke loose. Crips on Crips, maybe we need to call a truce.
With the way that the music scene has changed, you know, quote unquote mumble rap and auto tune is like something that's really popular. How do you navigate through that scene with all the new music and like stay true to like what you do?
I just feel like that's what it is. You just said it. You just gotta stay you. Don't try to follow no next trend. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
This is what made you. So I mean, you want to mumble? That's your thing. You know what I'm saying? We're not mumbling. We're actually saying something. I wish rap would actually go back to people saying stuff and you understanding, because people were lyrical at one point.
Oh,
now
This is true.
Super.
it's whatever. You have only a handful of people with real lyrics right now. Only not even like the very few. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I think about that mumble rap stuff.
And you have are you working on a project right now?
Yeah, I'm working on some tracks right now.
Okay.
Working on a project to drop 2019, and then there's 2 videos right now. About to push out 2 videos. Not Alone. That's the one I actually did for my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my therapy to get over. Not to get over it, but to deal with it better. You know. And I have another, bonus video for them. You know, just about to slap them with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. And you know what? I'm gonna ask like I'm gonna get in your business a little bit with a personal question. Like you have kids, right?
Yeah.
So like your kids are like older at this point now, right?
Right.
Do you listen to the hip hop that they're into? Like, do they put you onto shit?
You know what? Yeah.
Like, what are you fucking with that your kids put you onto?
You know what? And some of the stuff they may not have put me onto. I just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? I just pay attention, like Lil Baby, like YFN, like certain little people. Like there's enough little artists that are coming up right now. NBA YoungBoy, enough of them. There's just too much of them to really mention, but I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they'll put me onto a few. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So any of your kids rap and make music? Are they into the business?
Yeah, but they produce and rap.
That's good.
Produce and rap.
That's
they
good.
do both.
That's good.
And
That's very
acting
good.
too.
That's
Wow.
very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Dope. And like, so are you like the because I don't know what the term is, because I know for mothers it's like a momager.
Momager.
So are you the dadager?
You could call it that. Yeah, I gotta look out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the ropes, and I know what these guys are. These snakes in this industry.
Yeah.
Try that shit with my
Yeah,
kids.
but insight.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Yeah.
Listen, we're also getting, because this interview is like dropping. Actually, this interview is it's Christmas around the time
Yes.
that this is dropping, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people are getting the Christmas special,
Right.
But we're going into the New Year's, and there's like all these New Year's resolutions, right? Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I don't have a New Year's resolution. I just feel like it starts now. Why wait for tomorrow to change? Because it never happens when you have my New Year's resolution is this, and then it never changes. So why not start now before the year kicks in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody really sticks to it when you do it like that.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
When you set a date, oh yeah, New Year's, that's it. That's it. This is
Yeah.
it. New me, new year.
Yeah. And they stop smoking, and then they start smoking 2 weeks later.
That lasts a week, 2 weeks. Yeah.
The
get
gym
me?
be super
Oh,
packed.
chapter
slows
one,
down.
day 1, chapter 1 of the year. You
Yeah.
know, I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
The book days start for a couple of days of the month. You know, a couple of months. You see, day 2
Yeah.
in the gym. You know, stops after a week.
Yeah. Real talk.
Gym gets real slow by February. As a man who's gone through like all these different levels of hip hop too, and like you've seen the business, right?
Right.
What advice would you have for the young shorties coming up, right? Because we got a lot of young shorties who watch our show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just be careful. Don't just sign, because I know everybody wants to be a rapper, number one. So people will present contracts and deals to these new artists that are desperate to get their stuff out.
Yeah.
Don't sign anything. Signing, there's enough rappers that sign and they get locked in and then they never come out because you're signed into a contract with somebody and a couple years pass, they didn't put out your music, but now your contract's over. Like, so they held you.
Yeah.
So if you're signed with these guys, a next company might want to sign you that's ready to put your stuff out.
Facts.
But you can't because you signed a contract with these fools and you can't do nothing because it says in the contract you can't do nothing. You're exclusive to us.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Don't sign anything. Don't sign away your publishing. A lot of rappers did that. Signed away a lot of international artists back in the days signed away their publishing, and that just took away their money.
Yeah.
Don't sign away your publishing, man.
Big
Just
jewel.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice to these guys.
That's a big
and just,
jewel.
like I said, be careful. Don't incriminate yourself. If that's what you're doing, that's you. I think you should switch it up. You don't mix up the music and and the street life.
Yeah.
Just do your music if you're doing the music.
Yeah.
It's not gonna last long, man. Trust me. That's what happened. Anyways, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What do you see for a man, because you're doing acting and rapping, right? So what's next in like 2019 for you?
Are you gonna see me maybe working with some artists, some upcoming artists? Artists that I feel like could make a big impact in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Apart from that, just doing what I do as Infinite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No doubt.
And my last question,
Yeah.
right? What do you want people to remember from, like, when they hear the name Infinite?
I want people to remember that that's like a rapper from Toronto that represented us, that helped lay the foundation for these new artists, such as anybody that's out right now. Like Drake kicked the door open, but we laid the foundation. You know what I'm saying? We helped lay the foundation. Not just me, all the other people, the Maestros, the Mishies, you know what I'm saying? The Kish, certain people that came up, Dream
Yes,
Warriors,
Kish.
you know what I'm saying?
Dream
Ghetto
Warriors.
Concept, and a few others. So I want them to know that, you know what I mean? Even Cardinal was in that
Yes.
in that circle. Rascals, Chaos, there's so much of them, So just remember that. Just remember that we laid the foundation for you guys to do what you're doing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we showing you love, you know what I'm saying? So just remember that the foundation is there for you. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Words of wisdom right
Yeah.
Set the
there.
foundation for you guys to build off of.
Yeah.
Build.
And I'm proud to see where the city's at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No doubt.
Yes, we got Infinite in the motherfucking
Yeah.
building.
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? Don't forget to like and leave your comments below. And if you like videos like this, as well as others on our channel, please remember to subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're dropping new videos daily.